Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Nina. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's well and you're staying indoors and you're washing your hands and keeping safe. So, today Miss Nina is going to be reading a story to you guys. Okay? It's going to be a Disney story. So, I know a lot of you love Disney and love Disneyland. So, this is going to be a great little story to read to you guys. Okay? And it is called Donald Duck Cleans Up. Okay, so let's get started. Donald Duck was in his backyard, taking a nap in his hammock, when he heard someone suddenly yell, "Donald Duck, wake up!" Sure enough, the sharp, scolding voice awoke Donald from a lovely dream he was having. Startled, he sat up in the hammock and looked at his neighbors, who had gathered around him. They were all staring at Donald, and they did not look very happy. What's going on here?" Donald asked them. "Is something wrong?" So there's his friends, his neighbors, and they're all surrounding Donald. "There certainly is something wrong," said the lady who lived next door. "Donald Duck, this is cleanup week, and we've all been busy for days painting our houses to make them look nice. Now, we want to know when you plan to fix up your house. It's the worst looking place on the block." "Oh, it's not so bad," Donald said, looking at the chipped and peeling paint on his house. "I'll tend to it someday, but right now I'm in the middle of taking a nap." Oh, there's his house. Okay, and there's the lady who lives next door. She doesn't look very happy. "Oh, no, you don't, Donald Duck," snapped the lady, pointing her finger at him. "You'll paint your house today, or else you will have all of us to deal with." All the neighbors looked at Donald angrily. He didn't want everyone to be upset with him, so he said, "Okay, I will get to it right away." Then Donald's neighbors started to walk back to their homes, muttering and shaking their heads. And there they are, boys and girls. A lot of them don't look happy at all. After his neighbors had left, Donald lay back in his hammock with a deep frown. Even though he had told his neighbors that he would paint his house, he really didn't want to. But unless he thought of something right away, he would have several hours of hard work ahead of him. "What's the matter, Donald? Are you hurt?" asked two little chipmunks. Donald looked up and saw Chippendale looking down at him from a maple branch. Suddenly, he had a wonderful idea. And there they are, Chippendale. "That's right, boys," he said with a groan. "I just fell down and twisted my leg, and the neighbors say I have to paint my house this very day or else." "Say, that's too bad," the little chipmunk said sadly. "I don't suppose you fellas could help me out?" Donald asked slyly. "Do you mean help paint?" wondered Chip. "Us?" asked Dale. "That's right," said Donald. "It's really lots of fun. I wish I could do it myself, but I can't." So I don't know. He's telling a lie to Chip and Dale. He didn't get hurt. Well, said the chipmunks doubtfully, but they were too late. Donald, who was limping slightly, was already pushing them towards the garage. The paint's in there, he said, and the brushes are on the shelf. Thanks a lot for helping me out, fellas. As soon as Chippendale had gone into the garage, Donald had a good laugh. What a smart duck I am, he said to himself. My house will be painted and I won't have to do a single thing. Oh, that's not nice, boys and girls. He went and told Chippendale a lie, saying he was hurt. So now he's getting someone else to do what he needs to do. Chippendale had never painted a house before, and they hardly knew where to begin. But inside the garage, they found the paint they needed, and together, with all their might, they dragged the paint pails outside. The brushes were too heavy for them to use, so they dipped their bushy tails into the paint instead. Back and forth they ran around the house, painting with their tails. They changed the house from a dingy gray to a bright, sunny yellow. And here they go, see? And their tails are really tiny. A few hours later, the house was finally all painted. Chip and Dale were both exhausted. Phew, this is hard work, exclaimed Chip. I've rubbed all the fur off my beautiful tail. Me too, said Dale, but poor Donald really needed our help. Let's go tell him we're all finished. Warily, the two little chipmunks trudged around the house. They were excited to show Donald what a good job they had done. However, when they reached the backyard, they could hardly believe their eyes. The hammock was empty. They looked around, but Donald was nowhere to be found. Why, he's gone, exclaimed Chip. Wait, look over there, yelled Dale. There he is, skipping down the street. We've been tricked. Oh no, boys and girls, Chip and Dale found out that Donald Duck was lying. I don't know. Let's see what happens next. At first, the chipmunks were too angry to do anything. They couldn't quite believe that Donald Duck had fooled them. They sat quietly for a few moments. Suddenly, the two chipmunks looked at one another. They had the perfect idea. Back to the paint, they called to each other as they quickly scampered to the garage. Red paint, white paint, purple paint, and green paint, Chip called, pointing at the shelf. We'll fix that, smart duck, snapped Dale. And they're running to the garage, and they look at all the other paint. I don't know. Let's see what they're going to do. And they did. For the next hour, they painted faster than ever before. When they had finished, they had painted the porch rails in bright red and white stripes, painted purple scallops around every window, painted a different pattern on every shutter. Oh no, boys and girls, now they're painting different designs all around the house. They also painted a big funny face on Donald Duck's front door. And last but not least, painted pink and yellow polka dots on the roof. And there it is. They made a clown face, or actually a clown body, on the front door. And they painted the rest of the house kind of silly. Nobody used paints polka dots on their roof. If you had happened to pass Donald Duck's house that evening, you would have seen a very strange sight. All the neighbors were gathered in a circle in front of the house. They looked very angry. In the center of the circle stood Donald Duck. He had a paintbrush in his hand, and he was holding a bucket of paint. And what's more, the lady next door said, we're going to stay right here until you've cleaned up every bit of this mess. Donald Duck, now get busy. Oh no, the lady next door and all the other neighbors found out about his house. They're not too happy. That's right, get busy, echoed two little voices. And if you had happened to look up at that very moment, you would have seen two little chipmunks chuckling to themselves high up in the maple tree. And there they are, and they're laughing because they knew Donald Duck got in trouble. And that's the end of the story, boys and girls. So hopefully you liked it and you were listening nice and quietly and you enjoyed it. So next time, Messina will read another different story and we'll wait until then. Okay? So have a good day and stay safe. And Messina will talk to you soon. Bye.